What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Punk Rock Radar. Today, we're doing the last episode of the 90s alternative song tier list. This is part 4. If you're following along, I don't know if I mentioned in the other videos, we have a playlist with all 100 songs that we talked about over the course of these 4 episodes. And for this episode, we each contributed. We each put in a few songs, and these are the 25 stragglers. There's still some bangers on the list, so let's get into it. Lewis and Karina, you guys ready to go?
Let's do it. Let's bring this decade to a close.
All right, so our first song we're going to talk about, band is A Tribe Called Quest. Song is Can I Kick It? Released in October 1990, the 3rd single from their debut album, People's Instinctive Travels and the Paths of Rhythm. So, Lewis, I'll pass this one to you first. What are your thoughts on this Tribe Called Quest song?
Can I kick it? Yes, can I kick it?
Well, I don't know if it's going to surprise you or not, John, but this is going to be my first S. So I love Tribe Called Quest. I didn't pick this one for the list. I think this was a Karina pick. So I was pleasantly surprised that it was on it. So I'm going all S, starting strong. Great band, great group. And I love this album. I love this song.
Yeah, I'm definitely surprised. But Karina, I thought this was Lewis's pick. That's why I pushed it to him. But what are your thoughts on this one?
I love this band. It's an S tier. And I love this song from before I was born. But it's so chill.
All right, so I'm going the opposite here. I don't like this song. And when I was like listening on YouTube, I did think the video was funny where they're just kicking around the word "it" in the video. But I'm going D on this song. This is one of my least favorites on the list. It's not bad. Let's just say, this is a really strong list we have today. So this is the first time that I don't really hate any of the songs in my D tier. So just to preface it there. But up next, Karina, we've got Aerosmith. I Don't Want to Miss a Thing. This was the theme song for the 1998 movie Armageddon, starring Steven Tyler's daughter, Liv Tyler. What are your thoughts about this one?
I do not like Aerosmith or anything that he... Well, no, actually, that's a lie. I just don't like Aerosmith. I find them very annoying. So this is my first D tier.
D tier on the Aerosmith. All right, Lewis, what about you?
I really went back and forth. Mm-hmm. I think I'm going to put this one in D tier too. I don't hate everything Aerosmith ever did, but I don't really like this song. And, even though I may get cheered up in the sad ending of that movie, I'm not going to give this one a little bit higher. So
it's an all-time sad movie,
but it's a good movie.
It is.
Yeah, it's fun.
See, I'm like weighing into this ranking. This is one of the last ones I ranked. One little fact though, I thought Aerosmith wrote all their own songs. Apparently that's not true. This song was written by Diane Warren, songwriter, about a quote from Barbra Streisand's husband saying he misses her while they're sleeping. So a little cute, little creepy. But I think I'm going to go C on this one. I don't hate it that much. I mean, it's a catchy song, but it's what it is. It's not going to find its way into my regular rotation anytime soon. Up next, we've got Aqua, Barbie Girl, the 3rd single from their debut studio album, Aquarium. Karina, you're laughing. I'm going to pass this one to you first. Go for it.
I mentioned last week that I had a very funny story about this band. And, I don't know if it's funny. I think people think it's sad, but my dad used to be their drug dealer in the 90s.
That's pretty cool.
This band's?
Yeah.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's not funny or anything. It's just super cool.
So we were at a very fancy hotel in, I can't remember where it was. And I'm really disappointed in that. But I wanted to say, I'm going to check it either way. And I was like, yay high. And they were there. They were in the hotel. And the way I found out that they were in the hotel was there was so many screaming girls around me. And then later that evening, or yeah, the man that sings "Come on, Barbie, let's go party" knocks on the hotel door, and then my dad's like, "Yeah, I just gotta go."
All right. So does the connection there, what does it do for their ranking?
Oh, they end up in C. There's like songs on this list that I hate more than Barbie Girl.
Yeah, I'm not with you with the connection. I don't have any personal ties to the band, but I'm also gonna put this in the C tier. It's pretty annoying, but it's also pretty catchy. That's a C tier to me. Lewis is very fond of this song, I'm pretty sure. So, so what do you have to say about this one?
I'm going to give it a D for the drugs that Karina's dad sold them.
Well, he sold them coke, so.
Well, it's still okay. Well, it's still a drug, but this song, in particular, when I lived in Wisconsin, my buddy lived right in front of the bar where we always used to hang out. Right, so if we weren't going to the bar, we were just getting lit up at his house or whatever. We would use the touch tunes and put this song on multiple times while we weren't at the bar because you could hit it from his house. So that was our joke. I have a lot of good memories with the song, but I never actually had to hear it. So it's a D.
Yeah, that's a genius prank right there.
That is good.
All right, moving along. We got the Bloodhound Gang, the Bad Touch. I played this today. I still know every single word to this song. I don't know if I should admit that or not. But this is the second single from their third album, Hooray for Boobies. I also watched the uncensored music video for the first time. It's really something. You know, they're eating diarrhea. They're assaulting a gay couple with a baguette. I'm really not surprised a lot of this was cut from the video.
I didn't know this existed.
Yeah, dude. I went down a weird rabbit hole with a couple of these videos today, but I'll mention them later on. But yeah, it's still an S tier song for me, even though extremely questionable video. But Lewis, I'll pass it to you. Bloodhound Gang, Bad Touch.
Yeah, I mean, it's S tier for me too. I mean, I think it's a song. Almost everybody I know who's not into like any of the same music still knows this song, right?
Yeah.
So that obviously says something, and it left an impression on people. I think it's genius, and I mean, obviously, the whole monotone singing thing got kind of old now, probably after a few of their songs. But this was when it was fresh, so S tier.
Okay, so we're in the same boat, Karina.
Yep.
I really hate to admit this, but I still actively listen to Bloodhound Gang till this day, so it's of course in my S tier. I love this band. I was so happy when he put it on the list.
Yeah, there's a couple of other really good songs on this album too. I think a lot of people, if you just know Bad Touch, go check out the rest of the record because yeah, it's a pretty solid album overall. And there's some good songs on Heavy Fine too, the one after this. All right, so moving on here, we're all in the S. I'm curious where we're all gonna end up here. Karina, we got Chumbawamba, Tub Thumping from their 8th studio album, Tub Thumper. This is their major label debut on EMI Records, which was ironic because they had been involved in a compilation album called Fuck EMI in 1989. So with that in mind, Karina, Tub Thumper, what are your thoughts?
I get knocked down.
I could never remember the name of this song. Like, I would just Google the lyrics and then I'd just put it on, like copy the name, but it never stuck to me. So when I heard it yesterday, I was like, oh, this one is switching. We're going through a B and A, but I ended up putting it in A because it just got me in the mood to go to a concert.
I'm surprised by it. I thought we were all going to be very low on this one. Lewis, I mean, are you at least going to prove me right on you?
Yeah, it's not a D. I gave it a C. I find this song incredibly annoying too. But you know, everybody knows this song too. So for the same reasons I give the Bloodhound Gang an S, I got to give Tub Thumping a C, and it's getting a C because I don't like it. So C tier.
All right, I'm going to put it right next to Barbie Girl because it's annoying yet catchy. which is my that's the sweet spot for a C tier album. So I'll stick there with Lewis. Up next, we've got Citizen King, Better Days, the debut single from their second studio album, Mobile Estates, from 1999. Another song included in a Nicolas Cage movie. I think we had one last episode too. This was featured in Gone in 60 Seconds. I used to love that movie. I haven't seen it in a very long time. This song, where am I putting it? I'll go first. I'm going to put it in B. It's a middling song for me. It's very catchy. I don't listen to it too much anymore, but when I played it now for the first time in like 20 years, I was like, it's still pretty good. It'll be my first B tier. Lewis, I'll pass it to you, Citizen King.
I've seen better days. I've been star of many plays.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go a little bit higher. I'm going to go A tier. I think it's a pretty good song. I remember this song too being on the radio and actually getting because back in the day, kids, we used to listen to the radio sometimes. So I remember being stoked when this would come on, and then I remember trying to find out who the band was. So I'm going to give it an A. I like it.
All right, Karina.
I'm actually going a bit lower than the rest of you. I'm putting it in C. I just didn't resonate with it.
See, because like for me, this sounds, and I said this about Beck, but for me, Beck, Cake, and this all have a very similar feel, at least to me.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. I mean, as far as alternative rock goes. And Lewis, you made a good point. I want to mention this because there's been a couple comments like, why do we like these songs? And I think part of it is that in the 90s, we didn't have Spotify. There was a lot less choosing what you were listening to. Like in my mom's car, we didn't have a CD player. So it was either the radio or her tapes, like 90% of the time. So just to preface that, I didn't mention it before, but that's where a lot of these memories and good feelings come from. But
you didn't have infinite music. I mean, you ran out of stuff to listen to. Like CDs were finite. You know, we were kids. We didn't have money.
Exactly. All right. Moving along here. Karina, we got Collective Soul. And we switched it up. It was Shine. Now we're doing Heavy, which was the second single from their fourth album called Dosage. What are your thoughts on this Collective Soul track?
Actually very happy that we switched from Shine because I needed an S tier. I really like this song. And I've actually liked it since the first time I heard it, and I keep listening to it. And I just went like, yeah, this is the one.
Yeah, I'm with you. Lewis, what are your thoughts?
It's also S tier for me. This song rocks. So I was really stoked you switched it out too. So
I wish you guys would have said something beforehand because I knew I liked the Collective Soul song, and I just figured it was Shine, and I listened to it. I was like, wait a minute, this totally isn't it. Where's that like rocking guitar riff? Where's that chorus? I'm gonna go A. I was teetering on S. This is another one of those bands, like Lewis said for Citizen King. I didn't know who sang it for the longest time, but when it did come on the radio, I was definitely stoked. This is a banger. A tier. Lewis, I'll pass it to you. I believe this was your pick. I wasn't too familiar with this song. We've got Crash Test Dummies, which was the lead single from their second album, God Shuffled His Feet. The lyrics for this song are very odd because each of the three verses describe isolation and suffering of a different child, two of whom have a physical abnormality. Lewis, what are your thoughts on this one?
you have never heard this song before?
I heard it, but it wasn't like some of them were like, oh yeah. You know, once I had to get like to the second chorus, so I was like, oh, okay, I remember this.
Oh yeah, man. I dig this song. I love it. I mean, it's not an S tier, but I'm going pretty high compared to everything else in this list. I think it's an A tier. I think it's a really fun song. Obviously like a one-hit wonder band, but very memorable, and the music video is awesome as well. So A tier.
Okay. And Karina, for you?
I agree with everything Lewis says, but I put it in my A tier too. I think this is a good song, even though we just laughed.
Yeah, the when I was reading about it, I was like, what the hell? But it's a C for me. My C is getting crowded. I may have miscalculated a little bit here, like I always do. Um, but for now, I'm gonna put it in C. Moving along to a band I think is another one-hit wonder. We've got Dishwalla, Counting Blue Cars, which is, also known as Tell Me All Your Thoughts on God. From their 1995 album, Pet Your Friends. The song was inspired by the singer's interaction with his 10-year-old neighbor, and he received death threats after the single's release from listeners who were upset about God's depiction as a female in the song, and presumably those death threats were not from his 10-year-old neighbor. But Karina, what are your thoughts on this Dishwalla song?
Tell me all your thoughts on God.
Jesus Christ. Okay. I put it in my B tier actually for this one. I like Dishwalla, surprisingly enough. Why I like them? They're like lo-fi kind of band. It's just easy to listen to.
Hmm. Yeah, this song was a banger for me too. I'm going A tier on this one, so a little higher than Karina. My second A tier. I had no idea who sang this song. I knew the song, but yeah, I'm putting in A. Lewis, what are your thoughts? I think this was your pick too.
It was my pick. I like this song a lot too. I really debated going between A or B, and I think just for a numbers game, I kind of snuck them into the B tier. But a quality song for sure.
Okay, so we're all pretty high in the Dishwalla. Up next, Lewis, I'll pass to you. We got Everlast, What It's Like from July 1998, the lead single from his second studio album. Whitey Ford sings the blues. What are your thoughts?
I think I'm going to come off as a bro on this one, but this is another S tier for me because I love this song. I've always loved this song. I actually love this album. I remember buying this album at Walmart and then taking it home and listening to it, and it was censored.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that Walmart censored, and then I went back and argued with them until they gave me a refund, and I went and bought it at some other store. So I love this song. S tier.
Yeah, it's a great song. Karina, what are your thoughts?
I put them in my C tier.
C tier. Okay.
No.
Not a fan. Are you more of a House of Pain?
House of Pain.
Yeah. By the way, this is we had DJ Lethal on with Nookie, and now we've got Everlast. So two former members of House of Pain. Yeah, I remember Walmart censoring the albums. So I had Significant Other, Speak of the Devil, censored. And for the longest time with break stuff, I did not know the lyrics when it's like, I'll skin your ass raw. I always thought he was saying, I'm going to F your ass raw because it was. And I was like, what the hell is going on? It wasn't like years later where I was like, oh, why are they censoring skin? But whatever. So, Karina, did you have any other thoughts about why you're putting it in C, why you're hating on Everlast here?
I think that's like my second time where I'm hating on Everlast, and I feel bad. It's nothing personal, guys. There's just some songs I really enjoy more on this list. It was actually a really hard list to make this time around.
Yeah. Well, I'm going A. I considered S. I like the storytelling in it. I like the melody. I like it's got a lot of different styles mixed into it. It's just appealing for me. I've always liked this song, so I'm going A tier. Up next, Karina, I'll pass it to you. We got Hootie and the Blowfish, Only Want to Be With You, released in July 1995. The third single from their breakthrough album, Cracked Rear View. And I texted you guys that this was an odd fact I wanted to just tell you. Post Malone covered this song for the 25th anniversary of the Pokemon franchise. And none of us know the relation to any of those three things, but there it is for you guys at home. Maybe you guys know. Let us know. But Karina, Hootie and the Blowfish, where's it going to go?
It goes in B. I like Hootie and the Blowfish. It's a good song, but yeah, still just B.
Just a middling song. Yeah, I could see that. Lewis, what about you?
I actually gave this one an A. It's, I don't know if I love this song, but very distinct memories of it. It's super catchy. Great band name. Everyone knew Hootie. So yeah, I'm gonna go with an A. Strong showing from Hootie and also the Blowfish.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely messed up. I have had 7 C's on my list. I don't know how I messed up so bad, but for now, I'm gonna put this in the C, and we'll figure it out later on what I screwed up. But Lewis, I'll let you keep going. Up next, we've got Live. The song is Lightning Crashes from 1994, third single from their second studio album, Throwing Copper. The song was #1 on the Billboard Rock tracks for 10 weeks in a row. I thought that was pretty crazy. Yeah. What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I picked this one because I always I got annoyed by this song and how popular it was. And I feel like people who liked Live thought they were like a really deep band and an important band. So I'm going to throw them right in the C category. I think it's an above, maybe a slightly above average song. It's okay. It didn't deserve to be as popular as it was.
Yeah, I could see that. And Karina?
I didn't know that it was in the top #1 on the Billboard for 10 weeks. That's a bit too long for this song. A half day would have done it. 12 hours, guys, you got that. So I put it in C because, again, there's songs that I really hated on this playlist.
Yeah, I always thought Live was such a terrible band name too. It's like I don't know, but I got to figure out my C's now. I don't know what I was doing here. So just because I botched it, I'm gonna go B on this one. I don't hate this song.
Why don't you give Hootie the B and put them in C?
I like this a little more than Hootie. I told you that I'm not a big fan of like that little twang that a lot of the stuff, Lewis, you've been putting in the A tier. It doesn't do it for me. I'm going to leave Hootie down there in C. I'm going to move Live. There's another Live song I like better than this one, but I think it was from their 97 album. But we'll keep going here. Up next, we've got a very late edition. We had The Violent Femmes, which apparently came out in 1983,
Who knew?
Which is crazy. We added in Meredith Brooks. The song is called Bitch, also known by its censored title, Nothing in Between. It was the lead single from her second album, Blurring the Edges. Little fact on this one. I'll be surprised if you guys knew this, because this is crazy. The song was produced by, I think it's pronounced Giza X, who before this worked with the Dead Kennedys, Germs, Black Flag, and the Avengers. And then for some reason he produced this one. A little fact there. But Karina, Meredith Brooks, what are your thoughts?
I'm a bitch, I'm a lover, I'm a child,
A all the way.
A all the way. You're a fan of the Meredith Brooks?
No, I'm only a fan of this song.
It's another one. Like, does she have other songs? Maybe. If I'm disrespecting Meredith, I apologize. But
she might, but she taught me how to say bitch. So.
All right, Lewis, what are your thoughts on this one?
Well, I had picked what's it called? Blister in the Sun. And apparently I was like a full 7 years off of the decade. So who knew, right? I mean, I could have sworn that song came out in the 90s. So I had that song in C. And then when you picked Bitch, that was a good choice because I'm throwing it in C as well. Because I think it's okay. I definitely was not the audience for this song when it came out as a prepubescent boy in the 90s. So.
I mean, let's be honest, prepubescent boys are pretty bitchy. But
yeah, I was about to say, but Lewis, aren't you a bitch and a lover?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. When I was listening to this song today, I was like, this kind of rocks. I don't know why, but I was getting into it. I'm going to put it in the B tier. It's not going to crack my A. It's not a bad song. It's goofy.
No, it's not bad.
We'll move along here. I've got my second S tier is next. We've got Orgy Blue Monday, released in 1999, the first single from their debut album, Candy Ass. It's a New Order cover, and this album went platinum. I did not see that coming. 1 million copies sold in the United States of this Orgy album. That's the fact for this one. The other fact is that I am putting this in the S tier next to the Bloodhound Gang. Lewis, what are your thoughts on this Orgy track?
Yeah, I mean, I no way think it's an S tier. I think it's a pretty good song. I like the original too. It's a B, and it's amazing that this album they sold so many millions of records off this one song because I don't even remember the other singles off this record. Were there other ones?
I think Stitches may have been on this one, and then Dreams in Digital was the next single, which was on Vapor Transmission. There you go, showing the. I think Stitches was on this. Yeah, pretty. It's a pretty solid album. I don't know.
Right.
I always like these guys. But Karina, I'll pass it to you. What are your thoughts?
Put them in D. I found it very annoying.
Wow.
I was like, when I was listening to the playlist and it was like right after Mrs. Robinson and that song came on, I had to look at my phone to check if it was the same playlist. I was like, what the fuck? So yeah.
Damn.
That was, yeah.
That's surprising.
But I will say this. I did not listen to it once. I listened to it 4 times.
Wow. See, that's way more than I listened to any of my D tiers across this whole series. So I give you props there. I wouldn't have listened to it 4 times if I hated it. Moving along here, Karina, we've got the band is Pavement. Song is Cut Your Hair from their second album, Crooked Rain. Song is about attacking the importance of image in the music industry. What are your thoughts on this one?
I like this song. It's an A. I find it catchy and just, groovy. Yeah.
You listening to it right now?
No,
All right.
sadly not.
Lewis, what about you on the Pavement?
I don't know. I never heard this song before. I mean, I'd heard of the band Pavement, but I had never heard of this specific song, so I had to give it a D.
Damn. See, there was like 2 or 3 songs on here where I was like, I kind of knew it. This was one of the ones I kind of knew, but I liked it when I listened to it. I thought it was pretty solid. I'm going to put it in my B tier. This is a no nostalgia pick. I just think it's a pretty solid rock song. So we'll put it right there in B. Up next, Lewis, we got Primus. Jerry Was a Race Car Driver, first single from their 1991 album, Sailing the Seas of Cheese. The song tells a story of a drunk driving race car driver and a retired fireman and was featured in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. I always thought it was the oddball on there, but what are your thoughts on this one?
Well, I picked this one, and the reason I picked it is because the jobs that you just described is exactly what I wanted to be when I grew up. Obviously Primus is not trying to be mainstream successful. So anytime they've been on the radio or done anything, it's pretty impressive because they just got there somehow. And of course, everyone knows them from South Park. I actually like this song, this particular Primus song, so I'm giving it a B.
B. All right, Karina, you're usually the wild card of the group, so I'll give you the wild card band. Where are you gonna put this one?
I put it in B. I don't know why. It just grew on me while we were doing this playlist, and the more I was cooking and stuff, it was fun. I do not like any of their other material though. I kind of do want to know what went wrong.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, guys, I really dislike this band. I don't like anything. It's too weird for me. Give them their props. They were around for a while. I don't think they're still around anymore, but what did I say? This was I don't know. I didn't write down what album number it is, but I know they're around for a while, but just not for me. So I'm going to put it in the D tier, and I'm going to follow it up with another D tier. I'll take us into this one. We got Pulp, Common People, released in May 1995. Lead single from their 5th studio album, Different Class. In a 2015 Rolling Stone Readers poll, was voted the greatest Britpop song of all time. This was a song I was not familiar with. This one, I don't think I ever heard before the list. Wasn't feeling it. Pavement, I kind of digged. This one, I was like, meh, D tier. Karina, let me hear your thoughts, any memories you have with this Pulp song, because I'm pretty sure this was your pick.
Actually, I love this song, so I put it in my S tier again because of the fond memories I have from growing up around my parents in their pub, and yeah, and they were all British guys and ladies, and it was normally after football games and stuff where the music would come on again. Yeah, people just start dancing if the team won.
I wonder if it made it over here. Lewis, were you familiar with this one?
No, so I was going to ask actually. So, Karina, were you in Denmark at that point for these stories, or were you in
No, we were in
Australia?
Denmark.
Yeah, I wondered, yeah, because it makes me interested to see which songs were popular regionally, because I'd never heard this before either. So just by default, I threw it in D. I didn't think it was particularly that bad, but I have no connection with it, so it was kind of hard for me to gauge it in terms of all these songs I actually knew.
That's fair. Yeah, same boat. All right, move along. Lewis, this is your pick, so I'll let you take us into it. Silverchair, song is Freak. It's the first single from their second album, Freak Show. I rewatched this music video. This is another one of the ones I was talking about. It's pretty freaking bizarre. I don't know if you guys watched it again. The band is sweating. This woman's trying to look younger, so she's injecting herself with their sweat. She's drinking their sweat, and she's like, Benjamin buttoning herself. Very, very weird. But Lewis, why don't you take us through how you feel about this song?
Yeah, this was going to be almost an S. It was between this and Heavy. I really like this song. I like this album. I think the album art is very iconic. Like, it haunted my memories since I was a kid. And then so it made me look up the history of it. And apparently it is a drawing of the Lobster Boy, who was in the Freak Shows. And then the Lobster Boy grew up and he murdered his daughter's fiance because he didn't like him. And then he didn't go to jail because the prisons couldn't support people with his disability. So he just got house arrest. So very interesting story. Song really has nothing to do with it, but the song rocks. A tier.
Yeah, that is a crazy story, but it's very fitting, I guess. I don't know why they didn't use that for the music video. Whatever. Karina, what are your thoughts on the Silverchair song?
I had never heard of it before.
You're an Australian. You don't.
Yeah, they're Australian.
Yeah. But hear me out. My parents, right? They liked the AC/DC, In Excess, Australia.
Mm-hmm.
This is like way later, but I did not know about this band.
Dude, In Excess rocks too, though, and so does AC/DC. So let's just chime in.
Yeah, my dad, he booked them once. I got to meet them when they played here last time. That was fucking wild trip. I really like that band. But this just grew on me. So it was like the first song that actually came up in B from the first listen. We got groovy, okay? It got personal right there. I was like, yeah, fuck this.
Yeah. So Karina, I'd also recommend, a lot of people disagree with me here, but the album, I think it's the one after this. It's called Neon Ballroom. Another really good album, anthem for the year 2000, Anna's song. Great record. I think this band rocks. And I had the same conundrum as Lewis. I was going back and forth between this and Heavy. But for me, Silverchair won out. I'm going to put this in my S tier. I love this band. Their newer stuff, not so much, but the 90s Silverchair is really, really good. So I will put it there in the S tier. And we will move along here. We've got Sponge. Song is Plowed, released in 1994. Second single from their debut studio album, Rotting Pinata. And Lewis reminded me, a lot of people know this song from Empire Records. Karina, Empire Records fan, Sponge fan, any thoughts on this one?
I'm definitely not a Sponge fan. So they ended up in D. I will say, though, that the more I listened to this song, the more it grew on me, but it just did not justify going any higher.
That's fair. Lewis, what are your thoughts on it?
Oh, I love this song. And, especially like, when did this come out? Like 96 or something, or a little bit before that?
94.
I'm trying to
I
remember.
think Empire Records was 95.
I'm trying to
I
remember.
think Empire Records was 95. So yeah,
Wow,
probably by
so
the time the soundtrack came out, it was around 96.
really early. And then especially when I first started getting into punk rock, one of my favorite bands was Social D. And I think we talked about this. Like there's kind of like that vibe to this band. And this song always kind of stuck with me, and I like the movie. So I'm giving this my last A, actually. I like this song a lot.
Yeah, I went A also on this. I forgot about this song completely. And then, we're scrambling for songs for this last episode. And I think I just pulled up like a best rock songs or Billboard charts. I was like, oh, Sponge. I forgot about Sponge because I think I own this one. So it's going to go in my A tier also. And moving along here, we've got Sugar Ray. Song is Every Morning. Was the lead single from their third studio album, 1459. The song Fly, which is the one I considered, was the last song they recorded on their previous record. Obviously, it was a hit. So it was like a really dramatic change in the band. I don't know if there's any old school Sugar Ray fans, but those first few records are completely different than this. So, Lewis, what are your thoughts on Sugar Ray, Every Morning, Fly, anything of the above? Mark McGrath.
Every morning there's a heartache hanging from the corner of my.
Yeah, I mean, I think most people would be lying if they said they didn't like Sugar Ray a little bit when they came out, right? I mean, so they were super popular. I really don't like this song now, and looking back in Vision, I wanted to give it a D, but I couldn't do it, so I put it in C. It's a good song. It's okay. I mean, I'm just not fond of Sugar Ray in hindsight. Have no good nostalgia for it, but C tier for me.
All right, Karina.
This was the easiest D I ever had to give. When I saw Sugar Ray on the list, I just went, oh, fuck this. There we go. Let's complete.
Wow. Okay. I misread the room here. I went A on this song. I think this is a nice, catchy song here. I even like Someday, the one that was after it. Man, every time I hear this song, it is stuck in my head, and I just have to give some points for that. I don't know if I even own this album, but I'd heard this song so much, like in 1999, or I think that's when this came out. Yeah, I'm putting in the A. It still gets stuck in my head to this day, but whatever. I'm definitely rethinking now.
That's good.
Up next, Karina, we've got the Breeders. Song is Cannonball, second studio album, Last Splash, released in 93. I'm glad you put this on here because I had heard this song, but I had no clue who sang this, and I would have never been able to find it. But what are your thoughts, memories about this song, and where are you going to put it?
So my last pick for my A and B were actually between this one and another song. And I ended up putting this one in B, and I didn't feel pleased with myself. I felt a bit dirty.
Is this a Euro band?
I think it's a UK band.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't know if this was huge here, but it was definitely on the radio. But I'm going to go right with you with B. I was rocking out a little bit to this one. I had some Breeders and some Pavement on today, so I'll put it in B. Lewis, what about you?
Yeah, this is a good song. I gave it a C though, just because I was in the same boat as you, John. I could have never in a million years identified this song, but I knew the song. So C tier, but a good song overall. I was happy Karina picked this one.
All right, so let's move along here. My gut tells me this is going to be a high pick for everybody. We've got the Lemonheads, Mrs. Robinson, Simon and Garfunkel cover, released as a single in 1992. They later added it to their album, It's a Shame About Ray. It wasn't on one of their albums for initially, which is a huge oversight. But Lewis, I'll pass this one to you. Mrs. Robinson, what are your thoughts?
Well, I got one S tier left, and it's not that one, and it's not an A, but it is a B. It's a good, so it's a cover. I don't want to give covers too high. I gave Blue Monday a B. I'm going to give Mrs. Robinson a B as well.
Damn. Okay. All right, Karina, you've got S, A, C, and D left.
I give it an A.
Damn. Okay. I saw everybody had an S spot left, and that's where I thought. I thought this is a sure thing. But what are your what made it an A for you?
Oh, I think my S tier, my last S is going to be very predictable, but it just could not beat that. And I actually really like this cover, and I like the original, and I like Simon and Garfunkel. So I don't care if it's a cover. If it's good, it's good.
It is good. Better than Ezra would be proud. So, yeah, I could see what I think we are gonna actually all have the same last S tier, but it's not yet. But that's my prediction. Everybody has the same last S. Moving along, we've got Prodigy, "Smack My Bitch Up," another crazy music video. Released in November 1997 as the third and final single from their album, "The Fat of the Land." Karina, I'm going to pass this one to you. This is definitely a Karina track, I think, but I could be wrong.
So when we were doing this list, I was listening to some EDM and sitting outside in the garden, and I just went like, let's make it weird. And I don't like this band. I might go to hell for this. I don't care. We'll get hate. I don't like the Prodigy, and I definitely do not like this song. So it's in my D.
Okay. I mean, I'm surprised, but I 100% agree with you. This band sucks. I hate this style of music. I've always hated this band. Firestarter sucks. This song sucks.
But it's so annoying.
Yeah, I don't like any dance, techno, EDM stuff though. So, but I think you do, right? Isn't that? Don't you get to get down with that? All right.
Oh yeah.
Lewis, can you get down with Prodigy?
Yeah, actually, much better than you guys. So it's a B for me.
Okay, that was actually unexpected.
Yeah.
Oh, I like EDM and all this other stuff, and I think probably this song grew on me as I got older. I didn't like it when I was younger.
Yeah, but
and then yeah.
All right, we've got 2 songs left. We've each got an S spot. My bold prediction here is none of us put this one in S. It's Tonic.
Yeah.
If You Could Only See from their debut studio album, Lemon Parade. Song was written as a result of his family disowning him due to their disapproval of the singer's relationship with an older woman. So, Lewis, as somebody who's been with plenty of older women, what are your thoughts on this song?
You could only see the way she loves.
I mean, I don't know why you just put me on blast like that.
time.
I'm gonna go with a D. I don't like this song. I don't think I've ever liked this song. It makes me a little upset that you guys put "Smack My Bitch Up" next to this album in this row.
All right, Karina, what about you?
I didn't mind this song. I thought it was cute, so I did until I found out it was because, well, so I put it in my C.
Okay. You scared me there a little bit. Yeah, this band sucks. I don't like this song. I don't like really anything in this style. So, all right, I was definitely right. Because last song of the episode, last song of the series, Wheatus, Teenage Dirtbag from their self-titled debut album from 2000. Just a little backstory. Apparently in the woods on Long Island, there was a homicide involving devil worship, and the kid arrested was wearing an AC/DC shirt. That's where the inspiration for the song comes from. So, Karina, why is Wheatus, Teenage Dirtbag your final S tier?
'Cause I'm just a teenage dirtbag.
Incredibly fond memories of this song. My first kiss when I was like going, I think it was in like my first grade. These older kids, they were playing, they would playing football outside in the yard, and like one of them had taken this boom box, and we were like, how old was I there? Like 7 or something. And it was just listening to them and looking cool. And then this guy, he was my age, okay? Before anybody gets in trouble, he was 7 too.
Yeah, the way you set up this story was getting really questionable. All right, but go on.
and he came up and kissed me, and it was just like, oh. but I love this song. This might have been my downfall already at 7.
Yeah. We almost had a reverse of the Tonic song there, but Lewis, what are your thoughts on this one?
I mean, yeah. I mean, this song's a classic. I mean, I don't really think I've ever met anyone who doesn't like this song, right? I mean, maybe just to just not like something to be cool, I guess. But this song, I mean, it was like the anthem for like everybody who felt like they weren't perfect, right? It was a good song. I think the lyrics are still fun, and not fun necessarily, but they still actually ring true. You know, it feels like a timeless song to me, and I think it will be for a long time.
Yeah, and I was listening today or earlier today. Krista Makes a Podcast, singer of Less Than Jake. He had this singer on to talk about the song. So cool. Listen, if you're like us and you've got Wheatus in your S tier, which I think everybody should, but that's gonna do it for the final episode here. Is there any songs, guys, that we missed, that we omitted, that you thought of late that should have been on this list? And second question, to you guys and to people at home, should we do either new metal song tier list or 90s hip hop tier list in the future? Those are my 2 questions for you guys. Let's hear it.
Oh my God. I said we should do both new metal and hip hop because that was like the best age for hip hop ever.
And the only age for new metal.
Yeah, exactly. That fucking died so fast. And then we missed Backstreet Boys and what are they called? Like Kids on the Block?
New Kids on the Block. Yeah,
New
The
Kids
Right
on the Block.
Stuff. I remember Lewis was listening to that song most.
Oh.
All right, Lewis, any closing remarks?
One that we mentioned today that we definitely missed was Delamitri, Roll to Me. That's a pretty good pop rock song from the 90s. We should have ranked that one. That would have kicked out some of these trash I have in D. But I'm good with whatever you guys want to do. I'd be happy to do 90s hip hop. I think I would enjoy doing that more than the new metal, to be honest. So, because I still listen to one of those things. So, it's on you, John.
All right, we'll see how it goes. All right. Well, as always, guys, thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, all that stuff, and we will see you all next time.